From the beginnings of time, man has told stories. Among his favorites are of the unexplained. Arthur C. Clarke once said, "There exist two possibilities. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. Either is equally terrifying. Only a fool discounts as impossible that which falls outside his experience. And thus, we have tales from beyond the veil." A late summer haze hung over the blue waters of False Bay, a seaside playground on the tip of South Africa. It was a blazingly hot day in March of 1939, and on the sun-bleached sands of Glencairn Beach, some 60 people relaxed beside the warm waters of the Indian Ocean. Suddenly, out of the haze sailed a fine, full-rigged East Indiaman, such as not been seen in the waters off the Cape for several centuries. Those who noticed it called out to others, and soon everyone on the beach stood in an excited group, chattering and staring from the edge of the sea. According to a newspaper report published on the following day, the ship, with all her sails drawing well, although there was not a breath of wind at the time, appeared to be standing towards Muizenberg. The British South African Annual of 1939 reported, "With uncanny volition, the ship sailed steadily on as Glencairn beach folk, shaken from their lethargy, stood about keenly discussing the whys and wherefores of the vessel, which seemed to be bent on self-destruction. Somewhere on the sands of Standoffen, just as the excitement reached its climax, however, the mystery ship vanished into thin air as strangely as it had come." In the days following the appearance of the phantom ship, several theories were advanced. One was that the watchers at Glencairn had seen a mirage, and the mystery ship was, by some accident of light refraction, the image of a ship sailing several hundred miles away. But those who had sighted the ship pointed out the broad, squat hull and high poop, even the rigging, were unlike those of any modern sailing ship. It was unmistakably a 17th century merchantman. Helen Tidell, who was among the crowd of witnesses on the beach that day, said, "Let the skeptics say what they will. That ship was none other than the Flying Dutchman." The Flying Dutchman legend has been known to many generations of sailors around the world. Old records show that in 1680 a Dutch East Indiaman captained by Hendrik van der Decken sailed from Amsterdam for the Dutch East Indies settlement at Batavia. Van der Decken, a man of fearless and adventurous disposition, apparently had few scruples and an unsavory reputation. But he was a skilled seaman, and the owners had few qualms about giving him command of the vessel, in spite of his boasts and the waterfront wine shops that he would return with a fortune. All seems to have gone well with Van der Decken and his crew as they sailed south through the sunny tropical seas. But near the Cape of Good Hope, a sudden tropical gale tore the sails to shreds and wrecked the rudder. As days stretched into weeks, the vessel was tossed about off the Cape, unable to make headway against the battering force of a southeasterly gale. According to a legend, Van der Decken became increasingly furious as every trick of navigation and seamanship he tried failed to bring him around the Cape. As the legend goes, taking advantage of Van der Decken's friendly state of mind, the devil suggested to him in a dream that he should defy the Almighty's attempt to stop him from rounding the Cape. In a rage, the Dutch sea captain took up the challenge. With a frantic mien the appalling oath he took, and loudly cried above the tempest's din, "My destined course and resolute career, the power of God I thus defy to stay, nor shall the fiend of hell awake my fear, though I should cruise until judgment day." Who first quoted the captain's words is not known. But retribution came swiftly, as the angel of the Lord commanded that Van der Decken should roam the seas forever, until the trump of God should rend the sky. The ship would eventually founder, and the crew would die. but Vanderdecken must keep his vigil until doomsday. Vanderdecken and his ship never reached Batavia. Since 1680, there have been countless sightings of his ship reported. Any ship that sights the Phantom is said to soon encounter bad luck. That was the case in the 1880s when the future George V, then a midshipman on HMS Beauchamp, saw this Phantom ship and a figure in ancient dress on her poop as the Beauchamp sailed 50 miles off the Cape. The next day, a member of the crew fell from the rigging and was killed. The last recorded Cape sighting was in September 1942, when 4 people sitting on their balcony in Cape Town saw the ghostly East Indiamen sail into Table Bay and disappear behind Robben Island. Scientists continue to insist what they, George V, and the people of Glencairn Beach saw were mirages, and that other ships have been sighted in that way. But science has not explained that the constant similarities of detail between those who have seen the East Indiaman, but the facts that the ship last sailed more than 200 years ago. It sails on to this day.